So, since this is a concern in the marriage, what kind of avenues have you all exhausted to try to make it so that both of you all are comfortable or at a point where you can be somewhat happy or content with balancing the workload, the volunteer work, your marriage, and other school and other things like that? What have you guys done to try to?
Well, we try to study together, which as much as possible, so that we are spending some time together doing something. We also try to have a date night where it's just the two of us. I have done a better job of coming home from work on time, and that is not only because of my husband and just being home, but also because of school. I gotta get home and I have school work to do. So those are some of the things that we have tried to do.
Well, it looks like you all are making some positive changes to help accommodate one another, so that you all can both be happy with the situation that you all are in. How happy are you with each category of your life? If you had to put them on a scale from 0 to 5, 0 being totally dissatisfied, 5 being extremely satisfied, going from career to marriage to volunteer, how satisfied are you in those areas of your life?
I would say career, probably a 4, 4.5.
That's good.
Yeah, and I want to do more with my career in the future, so when I get to that point, it'll be higher. For community activity, probably 4, 4.5. I just have always been involved in the community and enjoy that aspect of my life. MBA school, probably a 3. It is something that I set a goal to do, and I'm going to do it, but in the meantime, it's not the most enjoyable experience. And marriage, honestly, it depends on the week or the time we're having. There are times where I feel like we are 5, and I feel like he understands me and I understand him, and there are times when obviously every couple argues where it's lower than that. So,
which I think is common. I think that disagreements in marriage are very common, and it's just about finding that middle ground where each person can be somewhat satisfied. You're not always going to completely be able to satisfy the other person. Of course, when you go into marriage, you go into marriage with a lot of different expectations and different beliefs and different lifestyles of how you all have operated. So just trying to, take the love that you guys have and build on that so that you guys can come to some kind of middle ground. It sounds like you have a lot on your plate. It sounds like it can be very stressful. And it's just about maintaining that and, again, trying to implement positive things to keep you all growing and prospering together. Do you all plan to have children?
Not anytime soon.
Okay.
Be too much right now.
Okay. And is that something that you all are in agreement on?
Kinda. I would be fine if we didn't have children, but I knew going into the marriage that he wanted children. So I think we agreed that at some point we'd probably try to have at least one.
And is that a compromise that you think you can be happy with?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, however, it has to be the right timing. And right now, with 2 people on the fast track for career, both in MBA school, both very committed to community, it's not the right time.
he feels that same way
Yes.
as well? Okay, great. Okay.
Yes. At first he didn't. At first I believe that he thought that we could have a child sooner until we took our first class for MBA school. And that changed that, so.
Changed his outlook on things, huh?
Yeah, very
Big
much so.
responsibility.
Yep.
Okay, good. Well, it sounds like you guys have a lot of positive things going on in your life, and I just know that from the stress of it all, it gets rough sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys want to make sure that you're taking a lot of time out for yourselves and knowing your limits. You know, are both of you able to know when your limit, when you've met your limit and when to say, okay, we need a break, or we need to get away, or this isn't working, so we need to try something else.
Yeah. I feel like I know my limits, and I think he does too. I just think that in his view, my limits are too much. I feel like I can take on more than he thinks I can.
So that's kind of an area where you guys don't see eye to eye on, because what you believe is your limit, he doesn't think should be your limit.
Mm-hmm.
So that again can cause disagreements.
Yes.
Because then you're willing to accept more than what he feels you should.
Correct.
So that can create a problem. But we know personally our limits. And I think that you're doing a good job of trying to at least be there to meet your husband's needs, as well as maintain that life that you've been so accustomed to operating in for so long. And it's good that you guys are willing and open to try different things to keep the marriage happy, because a lot of times people fall apart based on some of the different things you mentioned, just because you don't see eye to eye. But I think trying to find different ways to keep everybody at a happy medium,